Oh.
I don't think I would. No, because I feel like they would hack you up.
I'm with you on this, James. I don't want to
But
get
then
boiled.
it would be
that.
chunky. If we were hacking up, it'd be chunky. I don't know if I could do chunky.
No, they would probably
Juice.
remove the chunks, though. Like they would strain it. Yeah, that's how they deal with drafts.
What if you got a piece in there? Sometimes you can get a piece in there. Though.
Information on how to
Who's
cut
your
up,
potion
dispose
master?
of, and cook a body. Log on to our podcast. We'll be glad to
You
discuss
should
it.
Definitely get some better cheesecloth if you got some chunks. Just saying. Anyways,
Okay, that's not on there. Let's continue.
Yet. Dumbledore is like, hey, McGee, go tell the kitchens it's time for a fucking feast at midnight.
If I was in that kitchen, I'm not going to lie, I would be slightly pissed. Like, we're going to be making a bunch of food now.
Right? What the fuck do you mean we're having a feast right now?
How late did you stay taking care of dinner? And how early are you supposed to get up in the morning for breakfast? And they're telling you to fucking get up and make some food?
As magical around there as it is, why would she have to send somebody to do it? Why couldn't she just and bam, they have to be up and starting their shit. Sorry, the whistle was a swish of the wand.
It was a solid sound effect. I appreciate that.
Everything in the castle is sleeping because it's midnight.
That's what I'm saying.
So they're waking the whole castle up. And apparently magic doesn't work at night. I don't know.
Somebody's got to
I
do
don't have
the
answers for
bitch
that.
work.
Yeah.
Wake the
Everybody's
fuck
gotta
up,
run.
oh.
I mean, maybe
Does that work?
the person that they're
That's a
waking
spell.
up or people are just better at cooking magic. So it's like, hey, you gotta wake up because you gotta do your cooking magic.
I think he's just saying, like, why would McGee have to walk down there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't she just be able to,
Feast. Boom.
cook with her wand, and then they know?
I don't know, laws of
I don't
magic.
think that's a thing.
Or something. I don't know.
There's so many rules. We
But-
don't
All
know.
right.
After they leave, Dumbledore jokes about how he would have... After McGee leaves, Dumby jokes about how he told the boys he was going to have to expel them if they broke any more rules.
Dramatic pause.
But he has to eat his words.
Yeah.
Just like everybody does sometimes.
It's fine.
Yeah, it was funny. And they're going to get special awards to the school, just like Riddle did. They didn't learn their lesson there. And 200 points each to Gryffindor.
Like I said, here's that attaboy moment.
This is where we'll talk about this again in a minute, but if I was anybody else in the school, I would start petitioning that Harry Potter not be included in the points system for the House Cup, because fuck that kid. He loses so much during the school year, and then last minute he gets to run in and save us all. No, I don't want his points. I don't want to be minus his points. He can be on his own fucking system.
That's only because you're not a Gryffindor.
No, but even as a Griffin, that's stressful as shit to be
Yeah.
bottom of the barrel all year and then have this smart ass little kid jump in at the end and be like, I got 200 points, we won, ha ha ha. Fuck you, Harry. You lost 300 of my points because you were wandering around the streets at night. Kiss my ass.
You feel strongly about this, huh?
You
Yeah.
then also have to hope for impending doom all school year. You have to hope for a bad situation so he can come in and save the day and get the points back.
Yeah, no.
That's stressful.
Fuck that. McGee, don't count Harry Potter's points next year. We don't want them. That's how I would be. And now that I've gotten myself all worked up, I think it's about time for a motherfucking beer break.
I agree.
Cool.
Do you want to do this one, JD?
No, I want to drink my beer while you do it.
All right. So this week we are ending our streak of Shorts Brew beers. We have had a lot of them lately, and they are very good. And I think I might actually have a favorite. This week we are drinking Uber Goober. It's an imperial oatmeal stout brewed with peanuts, the smooth, the creamy, the delicious.
Uber goober.
Uber Goober. I mean, it is fun to say. You can't take that away from it. It's like, well, yeah, oatmeal stout brewed with peanuts. There is chocolate added on the label. It doesn't taste like peanut butter, and that's what I thought it would, but it's more like just regular peanuts.
Do you see the butt on that peanut?
It's wearing
Peanut got
green
back.
shorts.
Yeah, it's got a better butt than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a girl peanut.
Well, it's a super peanut. An uber goober super peanut. And I like this beer.
It's got a great taste. Well, I say we cheers to the last chapter of
Absolutely.
book 2.
Cheers. We're going to get a refill, and we'll be right back after this. And we are back. And Dumbledore is asking why Lockhart is being so quiet for the first time in what I'm imagining ever.
Yeah, his whole life.
And Ron explains what happens, and Lockhart says he must have. He admits in front of his boss, unknowingly, that he thinks, man, I would have been a piece of shit as a professor.
That was so funny. This whole little chunk here, and then because Dumbledore's like, "Oh, you were impaled on your own sword, Lockhart," and he was like, "I don't have a sword, but that boy has one. He'll lend you one." The whole little chunk here with Lockhart made me laugh.
Yeah, and if I was Harry, I'd be like, yeah, I have a sword, and I have a cool hat. That gives me the sword. These are my things. They came to me. They're mine. No more questions.
Don't tell anybody I'll lend them.
Right.
Dumbledore starts telling him about how let's send him up to the hospital wing, right? Get his memory all fixed. Why in the fuck would you want to restore his memory of all people? Why wouldn't you just let him be a muggle now and say,
I think
piece of shit?
that there's something to be said for wanting him to be of sound mind so that he could be accountable for all that shit. Because right now he's just like an innocent. He has no idea of those things. He's not the same person that did those things. He's like a freshborn baby. And you want him to have his memory back so you can be like, hey, fucker, didn't work. We all know your secrets. You're a fraud and you can't do anything.
And I forgot about Azkaban.
And now you're going to jail, bitch.
Yeah.
But they don't mention anything about that during this chapter.
No.
I finished the book thinking Lockhart got off easy. Like, okay, maybe he didn't really attribute to the main problem in this book. He was, after all, just kind of an annoyance, a dangerous one in that he didn't want his secret getting out. But he had nothing to do with the Chamber of Secrets.
But the last we know of him, he can't be held accountable, so...
Well, right. But what I mean is, he should be held accountable for his fraud.
Yes, he should.
That didn't have anything to do with the Chamber of Secrets. But that's why they want his memory back. So they could be like, hey, remember how you were a nasty piece of shit?
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure there's people with the memory curse walking around that they've forgotten parts of their lives. That should be a crime, too.
Yeah, for sure. All those people should have, like, justice served for them, even though they don't remember that they need justice served for them. But I guess that's probably why we don't hear a lot about that, because there's nobody who's clamoring for that justice to be served, regardless of if he gets his memory back or not. Because if people remembered that they got fucked over, then it would be another thing entirely, because they would be like, hey, that fucker needs to go to jail. I don't give a shit if he remembers it or not. He did it. But
the very end of Lockhart's little stint here in this book and in this chapter, didn't someone say that they aren't able to restore his memory? It wasn't going well or something like that.
At the very end of the book, they say that he's not going to come back. I mean, they reiterate it because even before Harry leaves the office here, Dumby does say he's going to put out an ad for another teacher.
Right.
So he doesn't even know how bad it is yet, and he's like, we're not going to hire that piece of shit again.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't think it's going great at the end of the book.
I mean, which is kind of funny because he's 0-2 for defense against the dark arts teachers as it is.
Yeah.
Like, careful with that ad, Dumpy. And apparently, his go-to move is an ad. So it's just open call.
Mm-hmm.
He's not looking at credentials. I mean, maybe he is, but he's picking the best out of whoever shows up.
Whoever calls in to his newspaper ad.
Like, you are the least worst. Get on in here.
Of course,
You
this is
know-
the 80s, so newspaper ads are probably way more, like, fruitful than nowadays.
Yeah, they don't have Indeed.
We do know that they have a pin board in the main hall. That's how they get their information to
Yeah.
their students. That's the greatest technology that they have. So, I mean, yeah, you're probably right.
Super old school.
But Dobby talks to Harry about how only real loyalty could have called Fawkes to him, which was a little bit weird because he doesn't give any fucking explanation on how or why that was. It's just weird loyalty magic that has to do with the Phoenix. I don't know.
So obviously he's got way more of a connection, I think, to this bird than meets the eye.
Or it could be that it's a phoenix and it's his bird.
I mean, I think the whole thing is just weird. Like, why any random student in the fucking basement of the school being like, Dumbledore's awesome, can summon a bird.
Because Dumbledore was with him in his pocket.
No, he
on
goddamn
the card
wasn't.
that he got from
Now we're
Ron
theory
and the
jumping.
frog and the first book. Damn it.
Easy, James.
We are jumping theories here.
I'm not even.
It's
Easy,
not,
buddy.
it's not jumping theory. It's connecting.
Oh.
All of it.
Yeah, because I'm sure at the last minute when Harry was like, everything's at stake, he was like, you know what I can't forget? That fucking Dumbledore card.
Gotta have that with me.
Anyway, they talk about Riddle and how he said that Harry and he were similar, and the Sorting Hat was like, you would have done well in Slytherin. Dumbledore explains that Harry speaks Parseltongue only because Voldy speaks Parseltongue, and he's like Slytherin's last heir, so it's like crazy. Because Voldemort transferred his powers to him the night that he attacked him as a baby, because he's a dickbag and didn't just throw him out the window.
Yeah, he didn't intend to do that, though. That was a mistake.
Right, accident.
But how does Dumbledore know that?
It's a guess, I think.
Oh, he doesn't have any like we said earlier, Dumbledore knows some shit, but that's a weird thing for him to know. Oh, he must have transferred his power to you. Like, is that a thing?
I wonder if
Can
his
that
dad
happen?
had a chocolate card.
I can't.
And don't ask any more questions about what else he might have transferred to you, because we're not going to get into that right now. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't be weird about it. You just have some of his powers. Moving on now, Harry.
Ask
We're
me
gonna-
anything you want to know. No more questions. Got it. He also tells him that although he does have some traits of a Slytherin, he was put into Gryffindor for a reason, because he asked to not be in Slytherin,
Yeah.
and that doesn't make him feel any better.
Mhm.
I like how during Harry's explanation of this, he's kind of ranting. Dumbledore stops him by saying, yeah, but it put you in Gryffindor. What are you questioning? At the end of the day, the Sorting Hat made the choice. It takes what you want into consideration. You can't tell it what to do, and it knows, like, you're a Gryffindor.
You didn't say I want to be in Gryffindor. It said don't put me in Slytherin. So it could have put you in Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff, but the act of calling it out put you in Gryffindor.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're absolutely fucking right. And then, wait, so I have evil wizard powers?
Yeah, man.
Ooh. Wallet, please?
But Dumby pulls out the sword as proof because Harry still doesn't fucking believe that he should be in Gryffindor, even though Dumbledore's giving him this beautiful speech about how it's our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. And he's not buying it. So he pulls out the sword and he's like, read that shit. It says Godric Gryffindor on the hilt.
What's a hilt? Somebody want to explain that
The
to
hilt
me?
of a sword?
Yeah.
Oh,
An anatomy
the handle
of sword. Okay, so handle.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
where you grab. Only a true Gryffindor could have pulled that out of the hat. That was a funny joke.
Because he's a wizard. And
You're bad at fake laughing.
Shantell has a bit of a tell. Dumby tells Harry to get some food and sleep, and then